Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collection. I just tried to do a video on a new product I just got in the mail today. I'm going to try to keep this under 15 minutes. I don't know what it is, the coffee, but I can really talk today. And so I know some of you guys are like, God, you talk too much. And I hear it all the time via the comment section. But I don't give a shit because it's my channel. So I'll say what I want to say and talk how I want to talk. So but I am going to try to keep it short because it's not something cool like a watch. And for you watch lovers, there are more Invictas coming. I got 8 of them that I'm going to be sharing with you guys over the next 8 weeks. So stay tuned. Don't unsubscribe. Keep the love there, folks, because you're always going to see watches on the channel. But again, Fat Cat Collections is a collection of what is this bitch doing on my property? God, every time, I don't know what it is. People think that they're mushrooms, lady. You never seen a friggin' mushroom before? God. Anyway, so and here's what this is perfect timing for my video. It's like if it's not yours, don't touch it. So anyway, so you're going to see more watches. So the product I want to share with you guys today comes in this box right here. Bam, you probably can't tell what it is yet. I wouldn't be able to tell. It's by a company called Cartman. And so what this is, these are collapsible traffic cones, or cones. I wanted something, I'm going to tell you guys my little issue I'm having in a couple seconds here. I wanted something that I could put in my driveway and kind of prevent people from using my driveway to turn around and using one of my lovely neighbors who seems to think that my driveway is her driveway. So I wanted something. The cones generally are kind of a pain in the ass to store, and I like things looking a certain way. If your garage is more of a storage place and you don't have any kind of rhyme or reason for it, you probably wouldn't really care to throw a couple cones in your garage. Me, everything's painted black. If you ever watched my garage tour, I got screens in there. I mean, LED lights. It is super neat. I treat it like a living room, you know, neat, organized, and clutter is put away, like my whole house. So I want something I could easily store, easy to put in the trunk if I need to, you know, if I'm going on a road trip, I want to have these just as a precaution in case something happens. These are great. So first off, right off the bat, you can tell it's bright orange, and they're collapsible. So very easy to store in your garage. Put it on a couple inside your cabinet. They don't take up a lot of room. I recommend getting a couple of these for your car. This is something that I bought for a specific purpose, but it is something that I think is great in the event that you are, you know, taking a road trip, or if you're a kind of person that's like to be prepared for things. It's a great thing to have in your car. I know for me in my vehicles, I always keep zip ties. I always keep a pair of handcuffs. Just kidding. I always keep zip ties, no handcuffs. I always keep zip ties. I always keep a knife of some sort, just in the event that, you know, you have a car part that comes loose, maybe some the plastic underneath your car flops around. Sometimes I've had issues where one of those will come loose because I've taken this stuff on or off so many times. The car's 20 years old on the Honda, so a lot of that stuff doesn't like to be removed and put back on over and over again. So zip ties are a great way to zip some of that stuff back on where your factory connectors have become too worn to be used again. Perfect example, muffler. I've had an issue with a muffler has fallen off. It just got worse and worse, and one day the weld broke. It was aftermarket, and I was able to just use my knife to cut the rubber hanger off. So I never would be able to do that. I would have to drag it home like that. So it's always a good idea to have a few things in your car. A couple of ratchet ties, bungee cords, and I think these are fantastic. These will, when I'm not using be used or stored in the car. I probably should have got the 4-pack. I did get the 2-pack. There was only $14 shipped to my door. One next day delivery. Ordered them yesterday, got them today. You can get the 4-pack for $23.99. So I don't know why I just didn't get the 4-pack. So I can keep a couple, one in each car. You get a flat. This is a great way to bring some visual cues, you know, just to be safe. You're changing a tire, put this out on the road, make sure you're not going to get ran over. So now for my purpose, I live in a great area of town, and I don't disclose where I live. Before I start rambling, they pop up 15.5 inches in height. It's not like the little soccer cones that are short, little tiny things that nobody's going to see. They're definitely a very nice visual, I guess. What's the word I'm looking for? Visual cone. I can't, obviously I can't make any sense with this video. So anyway, there is some reflective material on it. It's made of like kind of what I picture on like maybe some canvas, like an outdoor canvas. Very easy to extend and collapse. Pretty awesome, really. These are going to be very handy. Now, not only are they good to keep in your car and have in the event that you have an issue, they're going to be perfect for what I want to use them for. And again, very easy, store them in your cabinet in the garage. They don't take up any room. You can stack a couple of them. Obviously, I got the 2-pack, $14, bam, awesome, no brainer, right? So why did I buy these? So I live in an area of town which is great. I got in at the right time. Where I live, like the condos across the street are like $700,000, $800,000. The homes on this hill are like million plus, $800 to $1 million, whatever. And so it's a great area of town. It's a kind of area where I got in at the right time, and where I got in, it's kind of like the houses get progressively bigger as you head north, and so I got in before all this was developed. So they kind of put in a street. The price of these things was really cheap back in the day, and I got in right before things started to go cuckoo. And so now, I mean, where I live, like a lot of these people, you know, are retired or they have really good jobs. And as you go that north, I mean, the homes are huge. And it's a great area. You're close to like a great shopping center. There's a huge movie theater. It just becomes more and more developed. In the area I live, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the country has become like this, but the real estate market is just crazy. There's not a lot of real estate. And, you know, for what they are selling, people are charging a lot for them. Another great thing about it, my parents live a block away. Again, grocery store a mile away, movie theater a mile away, and they're putting up all kinds of like apartments and condos. It's becoming like a little city, not skyscrapers or anything like that, but like a little city down a mile away. So I'm so close to everything. I love it here, and you know, and I probably wouldn't have been here. When I bought the place, I've been here 16 years, and when I bought the place, you know, I was dating this really abusive, abusive woman, and she was very controlling, and she really had an issue. There was always something with her. I'll give you a little of my story here. There was always some issue. Like there's always something she didn't like. You know, it's like it didn't. You know, I lived at home where my parents live now. Their home is huge. All the bedrooms in the house are like they're like master size bedrooms. When they built the house, they wanted to make everybody have a comfortable room. Not like a lot of homes. Like most homes you see have like the big grand master bedroom. And I get it. I mean, that's how I would want it. But my parents are like so about like their children. They're very giving. They're amazing. Like I am so like lucky. And so all the bedrooms are like master bedrooms. So it's a 4,000 square feet home, 5-bedroom home. The downstairs guest bedroom is a little bit smaller, but all the other ones are huge. Every bedroom has a walk-in closet. It's a great home, and I lived there. And so I was in my early 20s, and this girl, like she, you know, we were kind of enemies, and then we became friends. And then she was one of the mean girls in high school. And I'm not, this is the only one who says it. Like everybody, you mention her name, like if it's, people want to avoid things nowadays, but like if you like are just kind of shooting the shit with somebody and, her name comes up, like she wasn't not a very nice girl. And her little clique of girls were the mean girls. And so somehow we ended up dating, but she was still mean in the relationship. She was a cheater. I mean, she was running over her ex-boyfriend's house. But then playing the victim card like you're the bad guy. So ultimately, long story short, there's always something. She kept breaking up with me, like didn't like that I lived at home, or didn't like this, didn't like that. Ultimately, I just should have broke up with her because I was never going to please this girl. Very controlling. But one good thing that came of it, she pushed me to start looking for a home. And so luckily, I said, listen, I'm not going to, and it's not like she wanted me to move in with her apartment. Like that was hers. Like you can't live here, but I don't want you living at home. But even though we're over there at your place. So none of it made any sense. But ultimately, long story short, it did force me to look. It did force me to buy probably sooner than I would have, and it allowed me to get into a home in a beautiful area that I'm the winner in the end, So it's absolutely fantastic. I love it here, but I have, if you guys have watched me for a while, I have the association from hell. And fortunately, it's gotten better. I hate saying this, but a lot of the older folks who lived here died. Which is a terrible thing to say, but really, it's like you spent your whole life, you spent all your golden years, making somebody else's life miserable, complaining about things that ultimately don't matter. And then what now? You're dead. You're in a box. Like it's over. Like that's what you wasted your time on. Like where I parked my car. Whether I put a nice little shrub in. I mean, I would get fines left and right. And they really, once you're on their list, like they harassed me. I probably should have got an attorney and tried to fight them, but then it's like, you know, do you want to go down that road? So ultimately, it's a lot better now. It's been great. We got younger folks living up here now. Again, not trying to say that that elderly people are all pains in the ass. No, I have some great people here who are still here that are fantastic. But we had a few who were really bad. But luckily, we got some young, fresh blood on the board who, you know, don't. Some of the ones treated this street like they're the landlord and we're the tenants, and that's not how it works. We're owners, you know. So it was just a real hassle, but it's been really great. But I do have one neighbor across the street now, and she's in her 50s, and she thinks that my driveway is hers. So every day when she pulls into her driveway, if she pulls in, she just pulls right in. If she backs in, she pulls all the way into my driveway, not the front tires, the whole car, and then backs all the way into her driveway. Well, I got her good the other day. She was out getting her mail. My cars are lowered, so they don't go into driveways very well. I have to creep up. And the last thing I want to do is you have to kind of get at a right angle. And my driveway, the way I come in, is a good angle where I don't scrape or anything like that. But her driveway, if I'm going to do that to prove a point, I'm going to smack my front end on the ground. I need to come in at an angle, and it just doesn't work. So I'm not going to, you know, smash my cars on the ground to prove a point. But I was in my brother-in-law's truck, so I ran right into her driveway. I came up twice to get some garbage out in the backyard, and then to go get the ladder and bring it back up to my folks' house. And for the second time, I know I sound like a high schooler, but I don't care. You know, it's the principle. You know, I mean, why are you using my driveway? You know, so I mean, and the common sense thing to do is like I even felt so rude doing it. I can't imagine. I just couldn't believe that this is what she thinks is acceptable. Like, I'm doing it to get even. I'm doing it to prove a point. Why, like, how do you think that's acceptable? Like, I'll be in my driveway right there working on my car, the hood up, and she'll pull in and pull up to where she's like 2 feet from me. No, hey neighbor, just nothing. Just a pissy look on her face, and backs into her driveway. So she was getting the mail, perfect timing. I cut her off, right into her driveway. Didn't even acknowledge she was even standing there, backed into mine. I know it's immature. I know, but you know what? We never really grow up. We just tell ourselves that we have. So anyway, I got these because this is going to be a great way to prove a point. And you know, and she's the one that does it every single day. It's really pissing me off. And I know the neighborly thing to do would be like go over and be like, "Hi neighbor, I'm such and such. Could you please stop using my driveway?" You know, but then it's like I don't want the confrontation because she's probably gonna say something piss me off, and then I'm gonna turn into that guy. And you know, I'm really calm, very reasonable. A lot of common sense, you know. I never claimed to be the smartest dude in the world, but a lot of common sense, a lot of street smarts. And, you know, common sense to me is like, this isn't mine. This is not yours. Like, if it's not yours, don't touch it. Like, it's pretty straightforward. So I'm hoping these will be a nice visual deterrent to say, hey, neighbor, I bought cones so you stop pulling my driveway. Pretty straightforward. So in addition to that, I get people, your Amazon order's been delivered, my cones. I get people all the time. My street's a cul-de-sac. Like they obviously take the wrong turn. Rather than just go up the cul-de-sacs, not that long, you know, what is it, 100 yards, and turn around like any normal person, like anybody with common sense would do. They always, for whatever reason, my driveway is a little bit wider, so they just see it. And I think they pull into the street. By the time they realize, oh, I'm on the wrong street, I need to turn around, it's like the next driveway right there. When you first turn in, you're already in the street and you kind of pass the first two driveways. So mine's like just, there it is, let's use it. And so they constantly turn in my driveway to turn around. Now I know it's not the biggest deal, it's not something I lose sleep over, but it's like, why? You know, like I would never use somebody's driveway to turn around. Like, unless it was such a narrow street with like ditches on the other side or whatever, and I really had to do something that was going to be like a safety issue, there's no reason here. So it's just a lazy thing. And I don't like laziness I can't stand laziness. And so it's unbelievable, especially when your laziness, like you're involving me. Your laziness is not my problem. Like your laziness is your laziness. Use the public street, not my private driveway. So anyway, I got these. These will hopefully help with that. The only thing is where I live, I'm one of the few places up here that actually, my entryway to my driveway, I share it with my neighbor. So you turn into my driveway, then it Y's off. And I know my neighbor on this side is super sweet. Like, I'm really lucky because I've been pretty lucky with her side. The other side here has just been, oh man, just again, I mean, and this one's being rented. The last lady who just moved out was awesome. The one before, the owner, not so much. So we'll see what happens. These are going to be great. But unfortunately, you know, I am going to have to involve my sweet neighbor and just say, hey, when you're, you know, coming home, or let me know when you're going to be. I'm going to put them up when she's, it's not going to, I don't want to interfere with her day. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, check them out. Whole point of the video will be under, great, 15 minutes. Check them out if you're in the need of some cones. These are absolutely fantastic. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you found it somewhat entertaining. I'm just a hot mess. I tell you, I just like, but you know, what's mine is mine. And I just really, I live my life very, this to me is it's common sense. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I'm a human being. I've made plenty of mistakes. I'm not judgmental. I'm not racist. I don't look at people and judge them or say they shouldn't do that. I worry about myself, worry about my family. Other people's shit, that's not my concern. Do what you want to do, but don't start doing what you want to do and then tell me what I need to do. You know, I have, the common sense is there. If it's not yours, don't touch it. You don't see somebody's phone on the desk and pick it up and be like, oh, you know, cool. It's not yours. Ask before you do something. If you want to use my driveway, why don't you come over, be neighborly. Say, hi, I'm such and such. Hi, I'm your bitch neighbor. I'm just wondering, I have a real problem driving. I'm kind of a moron. I shouldn't be driving an automobile, but I somehow got my license and I can't get into my driveway. Even though I bought the home knowing it had this driveway, which is a straight shot. I'm not really sure why I have this issue, but do you mind if I use your driveway? You know, I mean, be neighborly and ask at least before just assuming that it's, that I don't care. Assuming that, hey, you know what? I'm just going to use somebody else's property. I mean, unbelievable. So anyway, guys, if you have a shitty neighbor like I do, definitely prove a point with one of these cones or 4 of these cones. If you are a family member and you have some kids, these are one of my parents' neighbors loves to try to police the street. I don't use them for this. It's very offensive when you have kids playing and you're putting cones in the street. And remember, don't put these in the street. It's against the law to put any obstruction in a road. So if you do have kids, you can put these in your driveway or where your kids cannot pass the cones. You can use what I'm using for, preventing people from turning in your driveway. Don't, under any circumstances, be a jackhole and put these in the street trying to get people to slow down. If you want people to slow down, you want to verbalize or prove your point or put up some kind of visual deterrence, then put it on your own property. Public street, not your property. Private, okay? Public street is not your property. You can use it publicly, but you don't get to do whatever you want to do, okay? It's not yours. Private property, you can do what you want to do. If you're going to use my private property, you got to ask. That's how it works. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found the video entertaining. All joking aside, all craziness aside, good thing to have. I mean, they're cheap enough. Great gift, too. I mean, honestly, now's where I'm trying to pitch you the product. I'm trying to sell you the product. Not sponsored. A lot of times, you know, I will share a product with you guys. I always tell you guys, you know, link is in the description. But this is something pretty handy to have. You know, you never know when you're going to need a cone. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the INVICTA. 8 weeks of INVICTA. I'm going to start today with that. You should see a video, I'd probably say, maybe not this weekend, but next weekend. I schedule my videos Fridays and Saturdays, every now and then a Wednesday. These INVICTA watches, I know they're very popular with you guys and myself included, so I'm going to make sure those release on Saturdays. So stay tuned for more, guys. If you like the content, subscribe. Drop a comment. Tell me that if you're enjoying the channel. If you're not, well, I mean, I'm just going to keep doing it. So anyway, guys, have a great day and take care.